So I have a fun video for you guys. I'm going to be showing you how to create this hero section with this person added on to it. I know maybe some of you guys might have had that issue in the past, adding a person to a hero section and adjusting it and then seeing it on mobile and then it moves around. It just doesn't look right the way that I do it. So hopefully it helps you guys out. I'm also going to be showing you guys how to transition between two people as well on a hero section. So that's going to be added kind of towards the end of the video. But that's it. I hope you guys enjoy. If you do enjoy it, make sure to like it for the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing so you don't miss out on any of my videos. Let's begin. So I built out my hero section on Figma. I tend to do that first before I build out the design. I just wanted to do it for this project. I know that it's something really simple, but I thought I would get that designed first. So if you guys want a tutorial on this, I can definitely do that. Just let me know. And I can probably do more Figma tutorials. I do like using Figma a lot, to be honest. So let me know down in the comments. So this is what we're going to be creating here on Elementor. So go ahead and open up Elementor and make sure that it's set to a blank canvas, just like this. And let's begin. So first and foremost, before we actually add any containers in here, I want to go over the images actually. So the images that I'm going to be using, I'm using this one here, and you can grab that from Freepik. It is a paid membership, unfortunately, but I am showing you guys how to get the images, which will help you guys out. So what I usually do is I go ahead and click edit online. That's what I did here. And I'm showing you kind of my process here to getting good quality images there. And then what I do is I would just rotate it. This is what I did. I rotated it and I just downloaded it. So make sure when you download it, you hit JPEG there. Of course, you feel free to use any image. And then the other image I used was this one here. And with Freepik, they have a really good feature where you can just background image by clicking here. And then we can click download. But what I actually did here is I went in the editor and then I removed the background there. And then I went ahead and cropped it out as well. So just give that a sec for it to remove the background. And then I went ahead and just cropped it here. So I hit crop, cropped it, this, enter. Make sure there isn't much spacing above there. That is, I'd probably do. And then I hit download and hit PNG. That's how you're going to want to do that. And then same thing with this image. This is the image that I found here. I went ahead and clicked edit. Same process as before. I moved the background. And then I went ahead, cropped it, and then I downloaded it. So it's really that simple. Don't want to be going over that too much. I already downloaded what I needed and I already uploaded it to Elementor. So we're all set there. So now let's go ahead and create our hero section on Elementor here. So go ahead and click the plus sign, click on Flexbox. Go ahead and make this a row. On your width, I'm going to be using 1440, but feel free to use whatever width you would like. And then for the minimum height, I'm going to be using a viewport height. And let's do 60. And then from here, upload your images. So I'm going to go ahead and add an image. Select my image. I'm going to be using this one for now. And then from here, go back to your elements and let's add a container inside our main container. So we're going to have an inner container just like this. And then here, navigator, go ahead and shift this be the first one inside your container. Now, if you don't know how to open your navigator, you can click on here, the bottom left, click on this icon here, and it will pop up. All right, perfect. So from here, go back to your elements, add a heading. Let's add a button. Go. Let's duplicate this heading as well. And I might as well add my text to this. So go back to Figma. I copy this text. This is just for a small 0 here. And I'm going to paste it in here. Go back to my Figma. And then, and feel free, it's going to be like this. So let's correctly, there we go. And let's call this book now. Okay, and we'll adjust the sizing of the button and everything in the text later on. So right now, click on your inner container here and set it to the center. Let's go to advanced. Let's adding that we have here. Okay. Let's click on our main container. In your layout, go ahead and click on line items and go. And you will see this change here, but not to worry. Click on your inner container. Go into advanced as well. Your align self, set that to stretch. Go. Make sure that to full. Go ahead, adjust this one. Adjust your inner container. Click on container. Go to layout. Here it's set to full width. Go. Adjust it to where we want it. I think like that should be fine. Let's go ahead and click on our main container. Go to style. In your background type, set it to classic. Let's add an image. Go ahead and add this image here, or any image that you're choosing. And then we want to set the position to center, and the display size to cover. Now, click on background overlay on your main container. Go to background type. Set this to white color. And let's move our opacity here. And for now, let's do about 8.7 or 0.87. There we go. 0.87 for the opacity. Okay. So we have that set now, but you can see there's a little bit of a spacing here. So let's make sure that we click on our main container here, go to advanced, and any padding, let's remove padding. Okay, there we go. So we're all set there, looking great. Let's go ahead and adjust our text here. So I think this one here will be merry weather. And let's do rem. Sizing to this. Set that at 3.7 rem. If you want to use clamp, feel free to use that. I know Emron has some tutorials on that. Web Squadron, if you guys want to look that up, you guys can use clamp. If you don't know what clamp is, basically your text here will resize according to the user's screen. So check that out. All right, so we'll leave that, and let's actually use rem here instead for my line height, and let's set that to 4. Let's click on our subheading, go to style, our typography. I think this is font 1, and adjust our, do rem, adjust it to about 1.4, and let's do 1.5 maybe. Our weight, I think that will be good. Have that at 500, and no need to change your line height. So let's change our primary color to secondary, and here are the colors. Hopefully you guys can view that. the first one here, the secondary I'm going to choose, it's a pound, 0, 3, A, F, A, F. And the next one is a primary here, which we're using for this main heading. It's pound, 004040. We have that set up. It's looking nice. Our button here. Let's adjust the style of our button. Typography. I like to use Oxygen as our typography there. We will set this to, let's set 700 bold. Then I'm going to adjust this a little bit. So it's a little bit more readable. Maybe do 1. And let's adjust padding. I'm going to be doing 15. And on each side, we will do 25. And of course, if you want to make the edges round, you can. You could do 100 on that. I didn't do that. It looks actually kind of nice too. But I'm just going to keep it simple. Okay. So we have it at that. That's all set and looking good. Now we just need to adjust it on mobile, what we need to do. And then there is a cool trick in case you're having any issues with this here. And there's a little bit of spacing, your image, for some reason, and you want to just bring it down a bit. You can do that. So you can just bring this down, go and edit your main container, go into layout, additional options, click on a workflow, hidden. See, that will work too in case you're having that. What you can also do is even move the image a little more to the left. So from the left side, we can do a negative and shift that a little bit. See? As you can see that it does kind of make our section, our main container height longer. So that's because we have a minimum. So that means it will grow if our image is larger, right? So this looks pretty good too. So I may just leave it like this for now. I kind of like how that looks. Maybe you can add some padding at the top if you want to, and that a little bit. Or what you can also do, just adjust on your main element, adjust your height here, if that's something to do. So many options you can see. That looks kind of nice, so I'm going to leave it at that. We can leave it at 70. So you could just leave it how it was, and then just go into mobile and adjust it. So let's go into our tablet here. So you can see we have this issue. Since we did adjust the margin on that, we want to adjust it. So go ahead and click on our image here. Maybe we don't want to move it so much, right? We can bring it down a little bit. Let's do if we want. And then we can still adjust it a little bit so we can move it here to the left. Not as much, right? And what I would like to do is text, but before I do that, I want to add some padding here on each side. But instead of doing it on tablet, I like to do it on desktop so it reflects on every screen size, tablet and mobile. That's global. So I'm going to do it here. I think I'm on my image, so let's just set this back to default. Click on your main container, go into advanced, and then let's set our, I always like to give it some breathing room on each side. On left and right, give it a 20 pixels. Okay, so now if we go on tablet, you can see that we're going to have this even on mobile as well. But we're going to adjust the mobile padding anyway, and we're going to probably so this issue with that, I want to grow this a little bit more. So I'm going to make sure this is set to percentage, and maybe we can grow it a little bit more. We just have to shrink the text a little bit, and maybe we'll have to remove this padding here on top that we have, or adjust the height of the container. So let's make the text a little smaller here. Now I really don't like the line height on this. Let's adjust this. Maybe we'll have to adjust this a little more. So we'll do on the line height 32, and the size may change. So I'm going to come back to this. Let's adjust our main container. Go to layout, and our minimum height, or we're just going to shrink it a little bit, right? Because it doesn't need to be that big. something like this will work. Remember, this is the smallest on tablet, so if we can extend this, you can see that it looks even better, right? But I like to start off here because so I think this looks fine. I would just maybe adjust this a little smaller. Make sure this is set to RAM. I don't know. Did I accidentally set that to? Wanted to make sure on that front. That's all set there. Um, you can see this is good. Still fine. Still works too as well. And if you're using clamp, you can adjust it, right? So you won't have that issue. That. So I think this is still pretty good in my opinion for tablet. So I'm gonna leave it at this for right now. The typography, the size of the main heading is 2.4 RAM. Just want to make that very clear there. Now let's go into mobile here. Adjust it on mobile. Let's click on our main image here and let's remove any margin that we have on there. And let's adjust our main container. Click on it, go to advanced, and let's adjust the padding here. That's going to remove our default, which is fine. On the top, I like to do 50. Give it some little bit of breathing room up there. And then on the right, let's do 20. And then on the left, let's do 20 as well. Now we don't want to add any padding right here, right? Because we're going to have this issue spacing. So make sure that your bottom is set. See how clean that looks. Now feel free to maybe shift this to the center if you want, even the text as well. That's up to you. I'm not going to do it. I feel like this looks great how it is now. And if we move here, it still looks good. Something I like to do is for images on mobile. You see how it just gets really big right the image. It's because it's set to a percentage. So if we go into here, now we can leave this at 100. What you could do is go into here on width, go to custom, and instead of make sure it's very important, you set this to pixels. So now what you can do is set it to a basically max. It's not really a max, but set width, and it won't move after this, right? So you see that? Say how it is now. Now there is kind of that problem there. We can click on this container and go to layouts and then just make sure that we kind of center everything. Oh, it's this one here. There we go. So on your justify content, set that to the center because now it is set as a column. So all that is set up there. Now, as you can see here, now when you adjust it, it's still like this, but it really is up to you how you set that. Maybe I'll make it a little bit bigger. I'll make it a 372. There. Have to get that large, but it's up to you. I think this is fine. We don't gotta make it so large. Okay. So now, real quick, we're pretty much done with the URL section. Let's go ahead and add a transition between two people. So let's go ahead and just duplicate the section. Basically, we're going to go through the same exact process. And we're just going to add a slider, image slider here. So go to your elements and search for the image slider. Paste that in there. Let's remove this one because we don't need it anymore. Now, things are going to move out of place, of course, but we will make some adjustments and we'll check it on mobile and make sure everything's set properly. So I'm going to choose this person here. Select them, hit insert. Let's go ahead and set this to full. Slides to show, only one. Image stretch, we don't really need that, but you can. Yeah, it's not really that necessary in this one. We can hit no. For our navigation, make sure that you have no dots, no arrows, none of that. Okay. You can have lazy load if you want for optimization for your website performance. Autoplay, we'll set it to autoplay, of course. Pause and hover, no, we don't want it to pause and hover. But if you want that, you can. And then I believe, let's see, last thing here, we want it to fade, right? I want to have that transition. So you can see we have a little bit of an issue here. We have some spacing on the other image because they're not the same size. Now you can adjust the size and, hopefully that works for you. That can as well if you make it the same size. But another thing you can do is just add some CSS. Unfortunately, the image carousel doesn't have that as an option. I don't know why it doesn't. You would think you would be able to use Flexbox and be able to adjust the position of this, whether top or bottom. there, or left to right. So unfortunately, they don't have that option. So we're just going to have to add some CSS. So go to advanced and go to custom CSS. If you don't have the pro version, go ahead and add this to the customizer. Just give this a class. All right. And instead of the selector that I'm going to add here, put in that class. So basically, instead of this selector, you can add your class that you added in there and then add it in the customizer. But we're going to go ahead and adjust that. Now, let me kind of see. I believe, let's actually, you know what, I'll go through the process even showing you how to get that class, right? And you don't have to do this, but I'm doing this just really quick. I know I don't like to make my videos that long, but I just like to go over things a lot more in depth than just having you guys figure it out. But I know that hurts the video views. It's all about sharing information, so to help you guys out. So let's click on, if you didn't see that actually real quick, because I might have done that really fast, just hit inspect here, right click, hit inspect, and then make sure you click on this here. Hopefully you can see the icon, the little arrow with the box. Click on that, and then you're going to highlight this image carousel, and then we're going to expand this. And the one that we want, actually, you know what, I think we got the right one. So it's this one here. Might have refreshed. I think it just refreshed because so we're gonna, this is called the swiper wrapper. So swiper dash wrapper. So let's go back here. And after selector, we're gonna do dot swiper. I think it's, maybe wrong. Yeah. And then we're gonna do wrapper, right? I think. All right. And then we're gonna do it already has flex attached to it, so we don't have to add flex to it. We can just do, I believe it's gonna be a line. A line, yeah. Line dash items, colon there, and we're gonna do a flex dash n. There we go. So as you can see, it's shifted to the bottom. If for some reason there's an update and it doesn't work, you can try important. I know Elementor is always adding new updates, and sometimes that can affect these videos, unfortunately. But yeah, you can just do import. Okay, and that will work as well. So just want to highlight that for you guys. Now let's look at it on mobile really quick. And we will, let's see here, if we need to adjust it. It looks like we kind of don't. It looks like it's good anyway. But in case you do need to adjust it, you can go in here, even shift it down if you need to. Remember, the main container is already set to overflow hidden, so we'll be fine here. We can do that. And if you need to make this a little longer, we can do it on here. We can also adjust it. Bring it more over here. We could have done the same thing on this if you wanted to do that as well. It's really up to you. That. But yeah, it looks like everything's set. Looks good here. Last portion, I totally forgot the mobile. Let's remove this. So that's set. This looks good already. Don't really need to make that much adjustment. But like I did earlier, if you did want to set that to a default size, you can. So go like this. Get any bigger than this. So don't want to make this video too long. That's it for the video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I would love to start making more videos again, but to be honest, I'm always just busy. I'm working on a couple plugins, and I'm going to make a few videos on those. I would like to do more of the designing stuff, maybe in the future. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing so you don't miss out on any of my videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.